Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Coffee Talk, Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly. We've read the headlines as before, so let's start our day. ... I'm actually going to start with the social stuff. Let's have a little look. Let's have a look at our friends list first. So Georgie, I think we've fully unlocked. Favourite things: funny cop movies, non-dairy cakes, dislikes ghosts. What I'm doing with my life: trying to be a good father to 3 great kids in this ever-changing world, and stay a keeper for his lovely missus. Aw, we like Georgie. We like all of them, really. So who else did I max out? So Georgie, Lua, Bailey's... yeah, we did max all those out, didn't we? Didn't do so well. We've only seen Aqua twice, in fairness. Maybe she'll come in again before the end. I think with Myrtle as well. I think Myrtle and Aqua... I think maybe we were supposed to give Myrtle the sort of hotel key thing. And that, I think that was supposed to sort of do a little storyline for them. Lucas. Maybe we'll see him again, or did I get an order wrong? I'm not sure. Because we're not finished yet. I mean, obviously Amanda and Silver I didn't get anywhere with. Even though I had to do Silver's last drink. But yeah, okay. Stories. Riona Sheeran. Today's delivery cutoff time, 1 PM. No night shift. One day she'll post about something that's not her driving job. We had a break-in at the office and just played board games for hours. It was fun. Oh dear. Look what Myrtleish did. Sneakily taking my super serious gaming face while playing Super Brawl Pals 2. That's good. So I thought she was like a mermaid or something, but she seems to have sort of tentacles and stuff, so I don't quite know what race she's supposed to be. Maybe like a siren, maybe? I think people did mention sirens when they were talking about the Sopranos stuff. Super busy. See ya tomorrow. Just saying hi, Lucas. Okay. Right, let's start our day. Well, our evening, really. Who's it going to be? Ah, it's Rachel. Boring dead, boring dead. Miss Rachel? Oops. Sorry, I'm just really excited. I've done it, boring dead. Oh, congratulations. Done what? The music I'm making with AJ. I told you about it last time, remember? Oh yeah, you did. I brought it with me. Check it out, will ya? Really? Okay. You sure we can play it? What about NDAs and stuff? Come on, you silly. We're the only ones here anyway. It'll be fine. I mean, the direction has already changed a lot, so... Oh? Never mind that. Let's just play it, quick. What do you think? I think it's quite funky. I was inspired by that drink you gave me. Sweetheart Latte, wasn't it? No, that's right. You composed the melodies? With Arami, yeah. I actually like it. Sweetheart Latte, Arami X Nekochel. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So, like, I know with a name like Sweetheart Latte, you'd expect something a little more fun-sounding, right? But hearing how you made the drink reminded me of something. Like a new love's beginning, or thinking about your crush. The sourness of anxiety, and the sweetness of a promise. There are a lot of steps to keep the delicate balance going, until you get to the point where you decide to confess. I think I see where you're going with this. Yeah, just like the drink, right? It needs the perfect balance of ingredients and temperature to mix properly, doesn't it? Or it would curdle, yeah. Oh, that's a really interesting take on the name. There's just one thing I'm wondering about. Yeah, what is it? If this is supposed to be your new single, wouldn't everyone expect to hear your voice? I know, but I'm planning something. You'll see. How are you, by the way, boring dad? Oh, just fine. Business as usual. Okay, theory time. Is she going to get Riona to sing the vocals on her song? That's what I'm wondering. Wait, I almost forgot. Did Dad come here last night? That's confusing because of my name. I was here. Yeah, but she means Hendry. Hendry, yes, he did. He was meeting up with Mr. Guller, actually. Okay, that's good to know. Why do you ask? He didn't reply to my text last night, so I wondered what he was doing. Ah, I see. Do you two not see each other often? What do you mean? I just saw him this morning. We still live under the same roof after all. Oh, what a surprise. I thought you'd have been raring to move out by the time you turned 21. Well, you're not wrong in thinking that. But Dad's getting older, you know. He's becoming forgetful too, so I'm a little bit worried. Understandable. Besides, we don't really have anyone else, you know. None of our extended family even lives in the States. They're in Australia. So as much as he's been a nag my whole life, I feel like I should watch over him for now. Right. Hello, welcome. Riona, here we go. They're gonna team up. Good evening to you, Miss Riona. Hi, Riona. Fancy meeting you here. Hello. How are you? Oh, I've just remembered, these are the two accents I struggle transitioning between, isn't it? I'll try and do better this time. Oh, sorry, just a second. Alright. I went a bit Scottish, actually. Huh. Is she alright? I'm not sure. Oh well, I'll just get a drink first. Right, what would you like? I'll have a cup of milk, please. Is that literally it? Do I have a milk recipe? I don't. There's not even one to discover, so... Is she literally going to have milk? Because what is that, even? It's just milk. Or is she expecting me to kind of do a milk drink? I mean, she literally specifies, I'd like a cup of milk. Anyway. I was just checking to see if she had other songs on there. I think I've gone on to something else. Well. Alright, I guess we'll do this. Milk. Here's milk. Here you go, a cup of warm milk. Thank you. What's up? Oh, nothing. Just remembered something. But it's nothing special, don't worry about it. Missy, you alright? No. What do you think? I'm sad? What did she say just then? Was that a thing? Oh, oh no. What's wrong? Well, that's all right, Rihanna. What's wrong? Oh dear. Oh no. Well, you've been doing a lot of thinking. About what? About my situation. Have you ever felt like something you've been doing your whole life might be a mistake? Oh, what makes you think that, miss? My apologies. I did not mean to be so dramatic. Would you two mind listening to my scattered thoughts? Of course. Let it all out. Miss Rachel is right. Feel free. After listening to the experiences you and Mr. Lucas had, along with my conversations with boring Dad and the regulars of this coffee shop, I have gradually realised over the past week that I'm severely lacking in awareness about many things. Huh? And what makes it more troubling is, it is likely that my ignorance was on purpose. Ignorance on purpose? What do you mean? No. Miss Rachel, the position you hold today is a result of your efforts and tenacity. You honed your talent, but you did not shirk from taking risks in order to succeed. Your knowledge of the industry has enabled you to successfully navigate it. And I greatly respect your ability to do so. Mr. Lucas also. Although I do not fully understand his content, he is successful enough that people earn a living through his work. I am aware that must require a great deal of courage and flexibility. To put it simply, I feel ashamed of myself. Because I may have become too comfortable with the status quo. To the point that I no longer strive to improve my situation. Are you really though? I mean, you've been trying your best, right? I've been trying, yes. But have I been trying my best? That's debatable. And about my intentional ignorance, I'm simply afraid. Afraid? I understand I only have a small chance of being selected for a role in a play. I really do. I understand it's due to my lack of network and the industry's expectations, along with my lack of higher education, and for the simple fact of what I am. I'm truly fine with all that. I really am. Because all of it is a pain I'm already familiar with. And perhaps somewhere in the deepest depths of my heart, I'm having to face unfamiliar rejections again. Having to get used to the new pain all over again. Just might be. Might be difficult. Miss. I apologise for all this ruckus. I didn't mean to. Miss Riona, would you please allow me to make you a drink? It's on the house. But Lauren Dad insists, right? Right. In that case, I'd like something made with blue pea, but no milk or ginger, please. Blue pea, no milk or ginger. So let's put the base in. Let's have a little look on my menu. She could have a butterfly pea. She doesn't want milk or ginger. She could have maybe a flower bed. That's quite nice. That's milk. Why don't we make her a flower bed? No one's ordered that yet. Blue pea, honey, mint. That's fine. That's pretty, isn't it? That might cheer her up. Here, I hope you'll enjoy it. Oh, thank you. What's on your mind? Right now, I'm rethinking my true motivation for doing all of this. The driving force behind everything I've done up to this point. Well, what was it? Huh? Your driving force before you started questioning it. I wish to break free from the shackles of prejudice, whether it's society's or my own. Not only for myself, but also for my kind. Or see. So it doesn't have to be opera, right? Pardon? Reaching that goal can be done a lot of ways. Like politics. Huh. You're not wrong, but... Well, that was just an example, geez. But I'll admit being an entertainer is probably the fastest way to win people over. That's not what you want to do, is it? My heart trembles for the opera. That is why I wish to pursue it, as long as I'm able. However, I believe it is also time for me to consider expanding my horizons. Oh? I simply do not wish to be trapped in my own fear forever. Although I do regret that my one-track-minded efforts may have been in vain. I don't think everything you've done so far is in vain, no? I always believe in sincere efforts. But never mind that, what are you going to do now? I'm not sure. I already rejected Mr. Lucas's offer. Lucas? He's an influencer who's been coming here recently. Why does that name ring a bell? Wait. You know him? Not closely, but I think we follow each other on Tomachill. If it's even the St. Lucas, I mean. What was the offer for? I was offered a spot in his new show. While he's still unsure of the format, his aim is to elevate underrated talents, to showcase and interview them in order to bring their work to the forefront. I see. So what if you rejected his offer? So what if you rejected his offer? Call him. Huh? Or text him, tell him you changed your mind. What's the worst that can happen? People are allowed to change their minds. If he rejects you, well, that's his loss, isn't it? I'm not sure it'd be his loss necessarily. Oh, shh. Just do it. Just do it, alright? Text him. Yeah. Well, okay. He responded. What did he say? He's happy I changed my mind. And he's gonna text me later to talk more about it. It seems like he's in the middle of something. Well, at least there's one thing settled. Yep. Yes. Thank you. Although I regret my one-track mindset, I cannot say it has been entirely detrimental to my life, as it is a habit formed during my time living in the commune. Commune? We banshees used to congregate together in order to protect ourselves from the outside world. Each of us tended to have a specific role in the commune, and we'd all work together as one, like gears in a machine. Interesting. Oh, I didn't know that. But you left the commune, correct? Yes. Was it difficult? No, because we're not a cult. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's okay. The commune is simply a defense mechanism from the distant past. So the reason we do not see a lot of banshees around is because many still choose to remain in the commune, right? The world still isn't kind to us. However, we are aware that eventually we must reopen ourselves to the outside world. It was for that reason I learned to drive. Oh, you seem to be fond of driving. I am. It's like having a mobile fortress, which is why I find driving calming, even in traffic. Well, a mobile fortress, huh? Never thought of cars that way, but that's interesting. Perhaps it's better if I go now. Okay, I'll leave too. If you wish, I can drop you off. Really? Oh, really? I live pretty far from here. Oh, it's fine. Okay. See you later, boring dad. Safe trip, miss. And thank you for your time. My pleasure. See you soon. I think the transition was easier for me that time. I think there was once or twice I stumbled, but otherwise, much better. I suppose it's practice, right? Oh, I suppose I'll wait for another hour. Okay. Time passes. I'm assuming that's not the end of the day, though, right? Oh, it is. If it is, I'll do another one, because that felt really short. Monday, October 2nd, 2023. Gobley Labs shut down. Researcher to finally stop experiments after 1,304 incidents. Users of Tomajachil's new stories feature. It needs a longer duration. Yeah, they do wipe after a day, I think. The piece of halfling advice that's seared into my memory. Okay, we haven't seen any halflings. Might see the picture. One of the pictures we've been showed might have had a halfling in it. So I drove him around while he was nursing his broken heart. Alright, let's quickly. We've got loads of updates. Let's have a quick check. Friend stuff. Rachel. Did we unlock her third level? I think we did. Favourite things. I love my family, cats, milk, and you. What I'm doing with my life. I've been dancing, singing, and trying to achieve my dreams since I was 13, and I'm not stopping now. Where's Riona? We might have done her as well. In fact, we did not. Okay. Riona Sheeran. Down to ride. Okay. Check out... Okay, hang on. Let's start this end. Riona Sheeran, no delivery today. Okay, we'll just click on that to get the notification gone. Check out this out. Your boy has started a new podcast for y'all. Want to know more? Sorry, not sorry. Forgot to post the trailer. Here it is. Full ver dropping at 8 p.m. Do you like video podcast? Here it is. DTR, Down to Ride, vlog. Go and watch and tell us how you like it. Okay, is this the one that Riona is starring on? Check out my friend's new podcast. Okay. And then Riona's done it as well. So this is probably the one featuring. I mean, that happened quick, didn't it? I really don't know why we're discussing my sad stories right now. Eyes on the happy couple. Is this the wedding? Oh, it wasn't so sad so much as cute, so. But it's true that you and Mr. Bailey should be in the spotlight, Miss Lua. Or just in the light. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the switch. Ow! Whoops, my apologies, Mr. Gala. You're literally solid like a wall. I'll take that as a compliment. Ah, here we go. Post-wedding. Ah, you all found your way to a seat. I'm impressed. We've been here often enough that we know this place like the back of our hand. Hey, that's what it means to have regulars, boring dad. So it does. Now, should we get this celebration started? Please, I'm so excited. That's adrenaline for you. Hang on to that feeling. You call it adrenaline. I call it deep, passionate, irresistible fascination for her husband. Hey, don't get too cocky, Mr. Miller. Oh, you take Louis' last name, Bailey's? No, we're keeping our last names. But I'll be Mr. Miller if it plays as Mrs. Miller. Anything to make you happy? Oh, you always make me melt. Oh, disgusting. He said, wiping off his tears. How many times must I tell you? It was the City Hall flowers. They make my allergies flare up. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Oh, this would be the perfect time for some drinks. I wouldn't say no to something hot for sure. And to something sweet. To something decadent and chocolatey. Oh, but let's keep it fresh. There's enough sweetness here to give me a sugar rush. So, in summary, sweet and chocolatey, but with some freshness to it, please. Oh, here we go. Sweet and chocolatey, but with some freshness to it, please, boring dad. Okay, let's have a quick look at my chocolate recipes then. I'm thinking something with mint. Maybe after midnight, chocolate honey mint. Sweet and chocolatey with some freshness, so the mint will be providing the freshness, right? So yeah, chocolate honey mint. There we go. No items to give anyone, just a quick check though. That looks good, right? This is inspired by a sweet evening treat. Hopefully the drink is to your liking. Oh, I love it. It's so very unique and festive. Hey, very comforting. Exactly what I had in mind. Oh, it's fine. High praise from Hyde. You know it. It tastes a bit, British. Have you ever been on that side of the pond, boring dad? I did a bit of travelling in my day. You probably can tell from my accent. Maybe we ran into each other in the past. Maybe we did. I am thinking we're vampires. We're a vampire, passing each other like two ships in the night, before meeting at the mooring. That's very lyrical. I blame the mood on you too. All I know about the UK is that British werewolf guy I once met, despite my Cockney accent. He went absolutely wild during Fury, but even then, he would beg the wolf's pardon after putting his fist through it. Sounds about right. And I imagine you two became great friends. Nah, you know rude vampires are much more my type. Hey. Actually, no, I'm not offended. Rude vampire and proud of it. Oh, that would look great on a t-shirt. Awesome idea. I'll consider that for a Christmas gift. Right, I guess we should raise a toast. Does anyone want to make a speech? Someone? Boring Dad, maybe? Oh, I don't think I'm the right person to give speeches. You definitely are. Yes, if you want to, we'd love to hear you. Oh, in that case, thank you for choosing to come to this cafe, Miss Lua, Mr. Bailey's. And thank you for making us feel a true part of your lives. Hear, hear. You'll always be a part of our lives now, boring dad. Absolument. Short and to the point. Good speech. Oh, I thought I was just getting started. Your turn, Hyde. Really? Oh, well, fine. Thank you, Lure and Bailey's, for entertaining me and making me consider a counselling career, however briefly. You're a good bunch. Oh, that means a lot, Ad.
Hey, you've been a very good friend to us.
Don't think we're forgetting about you, Gala. Speech time.
Right, I don't know you as well as Boring Dad, guys, and I haven't helped you nearly as much as Hyde did, but despite that, you've made me feel welcome. You've immediately made me feel part of your family. May this warmth that you show others always reflect as joy in the family you're starting today.
Oh, Gala.
Aye, thanks, man, really. To the happy couple.
To the happy couple.
To the happy couple.
Are your allergies troubling you again, Mr. Hyde?
Oh, Boring Dad, my dear Boring Dad. Never think that you're out of reach of my retribution.
I do apologise that we only serve soft drinks here. Some bubbles would have benefited the would have befitted the occasion. Don't worry about it. As far as I'm concerned, it suits me just fine.
Yeah, we're not really drinking booze these days.
Oh? Speaking of starting a family, just in case, you know.
Oh, and I'm avoiding it in solidarity. Oh, that's nice, you guys, rooting for you.
Oh, merci, Gala.
Just imagine, little purple elves with horns running around everywhere.
And merci, I think, Mr. Hyde.
I aim to please. Personally, I'm fine with soft drinks as well. Never liked the stronger stuff.
He's not lying. I never saw him touch it. Is there any specific reason why not?
Oh, I just don't like the taste. Never got used to it, and never particularly tried to. People assume I like to drink, especially since I'm a big burly dude, I guess. But no. Assumptions like that are annoying to me. I like that you look at it just as a taste among others, Gala. Sometimes I want to taste wine, and sometimes I just want tomato juice.
Definitely, booze just becomes this big social thing. But I for one wish there was a better range of soft drinks.
I went to a very expensive restaurant a while ago.
They had soft drink pairing option. They imported some alcohol-free vermouth, homemade some fruit juice. It all tasted really nice and unique. But then they also had edible robots. And they made a miniature forest out of vegetables and a dark chocolate.
Wow, when did you go to a place like that? Well, a while ago with my family. Back when we were still in touch.
Bye.
I'm okay, sweetie.
Well, I make a mean cocktail. There's a hard version and a soft version. In the hard version, I use vodka. In the soft version, I don't use vodka.
Hey, fair enough.
What else goes into it? A little bit of basil, some lemon juice, a pinch of salt, tonic water. Oh, that sounds like something I would enjoy.
Wait for it. And of course, a big dollop of fresh blood. Here it comes. O-type preferably. Universal donors and all that.
Yuck. I think this is a joke. I hope this is a joke.
And this is why he never gets invited to parties. What do you mean I'm invited to all the parties?
Well, thank you so much for being with us, the three of you.
Oh, thank you for having us. It was fun to meet your friends from work, Baileys. And your sister, Lua. She's got a very strong character, I respect that.
She's impossible, you mean? But I love her to bits.
Yeah, she took a while to warm up, too. It took a while to warm up to me, at first.
Oh, just a year or 3.
She probably wanted to make sure you were right for her baby sister.
Oui, that was definitely the reason why. She always thinks of me as some sort of, softie that she needs to protect.
Well, I mean, compared to her, Gala is a softie. I'd say Gala is a softie compared to many people. Fair enough. But yes, I think she could take him when he's under fury. If Boring Dad ever moves out and I'm out of my specialty, I can ask for your sister's number, I guess. You would have to hurry, or we'll have to step over. Your primary school friend, Baileys.
Marco? I thought I caught him staring at her. I bet they didn't leave it at staring. The two witnesses. Delightfully cliché, isn't it? You seem to be enjoying the gossip very much, Mr. Hyde. Of course I do. That's how I take my best pictures. Longing glances, touches filled with pent-up desire, scorn dissimulated in a smirk.
Hopefully you've captured some pictures of our lovebirds too.
I really can't wait to see them. Well, that's the downside of film. I know. But it will be worth it, so I'm happy to be patient. Oh, good girl. In that case, I have a little reward for you. Ah, a perfect shot. Oh, look at this bay. Oh, this is amazing. What a beautifully captured moment, Mr. Hyde.
Yes, truly. Thank you again for doing this, Hyde.
Oh, don't mention it. I had an all right time doing it. You can keep this if you want. It's just a Polaroid, but, And no, it's absolutely lovely. You look so friendly and warm.
Like the wedding we always really wanted to have.
Yes, once we sifted through the superfluous details.
I love that you guys figured that out in the end.
And I love this picture. Do you only have the one, Mr. Hyde? Why, boring Dad, you wanted to frame it and hang it on your wall. Actually, yes, something like that. Oh, good thing I saw it coming then. If our newlyweds don't object, I have almost the exact same one here for you. Oh, no objections whatsoever.
Yeah, I'd love that. It would mean a lot to have a little memory of this day hanging around here.
Oh, thank you so much. No, thank you. Oh, wee boring Dad, I'm not sure where we'd be without you. So I take it you have decided to embrace photography, Mr. Hyde? It would seem so.
Oh, come on, tell him.
Tell us what? Oh, nothing's been confirmed yet.
They're certainly not going back on it, and you aren't either, right?
Of course not.
Well then.
Well, just tell them the story. It's obvious you're dying to.
Don't have to ask me twice. Hyde has already agreed to shoot another wedding. They're a really sweet couple who've been coming to visit their kid at the hospital. Little Rose has been sick for a while. Doctors think she's going to get better eventually, but no one knows exactly when. So her parents have decided to get married in her room with her around.
Oh, that's a lovely idea.
I bet little Rose is thrilled. She is. An entire party next to her bed, can you imagine? Anyhow, they got to chatting with Hyde, and just like that, he promised to take their pictures pro bono.
Oh, that's very good of you, Mr. Hyde. It's nothing. I could use the experience, so that I can milk my modelling ex-colleagues for their wedding pictures.
Hey, sounds like good social redistribution to me.
Right. So does that mean you're sticking around Seattle for good, Hyde? I've got the house, and I've got the job, and I've got my own pocket werewolf. So it sounds like I'll be staying here a little while.
That's great to hear. How's the house coming along?
Taking ages, but it'll look good when it's finished. I'm having it redone from scratch, so it's a process. But as a vampire, my needs are a little particular.
Fair enough. I think it's normal to be...
He's gone Irish.
I think it's normal to be particular when it comes to your dream home, you know.
What would a dream house look like for the two of you?
We're not too sure yet.
But we're not repeating the same mistakes. No endless tomato chill scrolling to look at other people's homes.
No overspending or feeling inadequate on my side.
My love.
That's alright. I'm glad we talked it all through. Lua made me realise that it's fine if I don't earn as much as she does, and if my family doesn't contribute anything. In fact, Lua's mom told me the same during the wedding.
I didn't know you talked about it.
Oh, don't worry, it went really well. She said what mattered to her is that I make her daughter happy, which is good because that's what matters to me too. And happy Lua is a Lua who powers through her job.
Yes, I really can't consider slowing down my career.
Well,
maybe a little.
Yeah, when the time comes, but the thing is, I don't mind slowing down my career. I've always been the one bringing up the kids topic.
It's not that I don't want them, but I was afraid of what it would do to my work.
Well, that makes sense. Women are always expected to do more when it comes to child rearing.
Well, not in our couple. We've decided that when we have kids, I'll be a stay-at-home dad. I'll still do some freelance work if and when I have time. Not so much for the money as to keep my brain working. But I'll be taking care of the little ones at a hard place. You know, I keep thinking how happy I am that I met you and married you. Not many men would have wanted that.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Times are changing and so on. Times are making more room for people to follow their wishes. I've known many men who would rather stay at home with their children than go to work every day and almost never see them. You two just complement each other well.
I think so too, Mr. Miller.
Mrs. W. Ah, no, using my family name on you feels all wrong.
Ha! They would throw a fit if they heard you do that.
They absolutely would.
That's almost tempting. But none of that matters much anyway. As long as we're still Lua and Baileys.
As long as we're still Lua and Baileys.
My phone's gone. Georgie Williams, what he's up to. Christmas baubles? Earrings? I can't play it, can I? Right, Georgie, that was really important that happened just then.
Excuse me.
It sounds like Ad has found a new way forward.
He has, yeah.
Oh, I'm really happy about that. When I first met him, I thought he was a bit mysterious. And honestly, a bit of a jerk. But he's really quite fragile, isn't he? There's nothing more solid and more fragile than an immortal.
And I know whereof I speak.
Do we? I don't know. I'm guessing.
Yeah, nothing screws the red quite as much as having unlimited time.
Even elves with their only longish lives have
issues. I can imagine. Werewolves are somewhere between elves and humans, and we also struggle with that stuff. I guess the bottom line is, everyone gets bored and confused once in a while, right? And the longer you live, the more once in a whiles you get.
Oh, that makes sense to me.
I will say though, I'm mighty happy that he's sticking around. For all that he could be a difficult one, he also makes life a lot more interesting. And we just really get each other after all this time. You two must know what I mean.
We really do.
At this point, even when we need to take a bit of a time out, we can trust that we'll always find our way back to each other. Oh, that's right. You know, he's got a way of finding good people. Hyde, I mean. He liked boring Dad from the start. Not that I've ever disagreed, but he just really got you right away.
He has been very kind to me and perceptive about me as well.
And I'm glad he befriended you two. This chat right now is really good. Hey, you're alright too, Gala.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of you.
Ah, right back at ya. Listen to that. It's pouring rain again.
Oh, brr. It'd be really cold if I didn't have your jacket by. But are you okay?
Yeah, don't worry about me.
I always worry about you. And I guess that's kind of my job now.
Only if I get worried about you too. You guys are cute. But you know what's even better than worrying about each other? Not worrying about each other. Hey, point taken. Rainy weddings are meant to be good luck anyway.
I've always wondered where that came from. It sounds like lip service for the happy couple, to avoid a meltdown if it rains, which must happen often enough.
Really? So you don't know?
I don't know what.
Nah, maybe it's just a thing among elves. Have you heard of it, boring Dad?
Are you referring to the Goddess's Tears legend?
Hey, that's the one. Never heard of that. That's actually a whole epic and medieval elven poetry. But I can give you the short version.
Oh, go on, I'm very curious.
Alright then. A long time ago lived a powerful goddess. That goddess had many children, but of all her children, one she liked best. They were the shyest and the quietest. When their siblings screamed for attention, they sat aside and played with clouds. When their siblings tormented each other, they silently looked at the stars. When their siblings ran away from the rain, They waited and watched the rain fall. The goddess thought, even if all my children desert me, this one will always be by my side. They're kind and gentle. They will love me and take care of me. She thought of the days ahead and smiled. But one day, as the young godlings sat on the edge of a cloud, pondering the world, a gust of wind blew on them and they lost their balance.
Oh no.
Aye, don't worry, it's not a sad story.
Alright then.
Carried by the wind, they floated down to the ground, and immediately they were astonished. There were so many things around them that they had never seen before. They were both delighted and lost, and they stood rooted in place for many human eras, until a human found them there. Should we call the godling Aeon and the human Ray, just for clarity? Oh, that's going to help me for sure. I get lost without names. Alright, Aeon and the Ray it is. Ray walked up to Aeon, and finding them stunned, guided them forward. They took them to their village and showed them how they lived their life. As days passed, Aeon started talking to Ray. They discussed stars and planets, clouds and suns. They talked of harvest and of young children, of famines and old men. They talked of time and of eternity, and as they looked into each other's eyes, they found both the briefest of moments and the longest era in there. That's how they both knew they were in love. They decided to get married, but both of them wanted the assent of their family. Ray got it without any trouble. Their family were quite fond of Aeon by then. But when Aeon went to see their mother, the goddess...
Oh, that old hag.
Yeah, give her a chance, my love, she improves. But yeah, at first she wasn't thrilled. In fact, she was outraged that her favourite child should be taken away from her.
Oh, that reminds me of someone.
I promise you, she's a lot better than my mother. Anyway, she got really angry, and she told Aeon, get married if you wish, but if you do get married, then you shall wither and die, just like your fiancé.
Oh, yuck. And to nobody's surprise at this point, Aeon said, I'm alright with that. What's eternity? Sorry, it's gone Northern Irish now.
What's eternity if I can't have a Ray by my side? Down to get married, they went.
For many hours the goddess was angry and shouted.
Then for many more hours she was despondent and sulked. Then finally she turned an eye under the ground to look at Aeon and the Ray. They were in the field where Ray had first found Aeon. They wore garlands of flowers and they were surrounded with people they loved. And for the first time, Aeon wasn't quiet at all. They were singing and dancing, their eyes sparkling, their hair floating on the wind. And the goddess saw that for the first time in an eternity, their half-child was happy. She regretted her better words then. But a goddess's words, once spoken, isn't easily broken. In sadness for her child's mortal days, she started crying. And one by one her tears hit the earth in a thick cloud of rain. But instead of running from it, Aeon and the Ray danced with it. And so the goddess said, for each tear of mine that falls onto you, may you live another year. And even as your hair turns grey and your skin turns parched, may that year see you both dancing and singing, still in love with each other. And according to elves, that's how we came to be. But I think that's got Irish now. But I think that's a bit far-fetched. My love, are you tearing up?
Oh, it's nothing. You're just really beautiful sometimes.
You're a born legend teller, Mr. Baileys. That was an astonishing rendition of that story. Yeah, that was epic. I'm not going to look at rain the same way now. Hey, it's just a silly legend.
He's not silly at all. And you're right, the goddess is a lot better than your mother.
Yeah, I told you. My history with rain's a lot simpler. I just really love it when it rains outside and you're warm indoors. Hey, that's a very cosy feeling.
My bedroom when I was a little girl was on the top floor. So I could hear the rain fall at night when I was in my bed. It was great.
I wish we lived in a world where everyone had that. A place to be safe while the rain falls outside. Yeah, aye, for sure. Oh, it's all gone a bit gloomy. Ah, look, here's at least another someone who's safe from the rain right now. Oh, that's a very wet little guy.
Oh, poor Gala, did he just shake rain all over you?
He did a little bit, but that's fine. He's a cute one. What's going on here, though? What's he doing here, though? Is he your cat, Boring Dad?
No, but he's been around a couple of times. I do remember seeing him a week or so ago. He's not any friendlier than he was then. Although he's not especially aggressive either.
Maybe he's adopted this place. Wouldn't be the first. That's pretty much how you got hired, too.
Now, that's an apt comparison. It seems that he might be looking for something, though. For someone.
If that's the case, he hasn't found them yet. He came by another time a few days ago and was actually quite helpful. But he didn't look settled then either. And there he goes.
Very mysterious.
What's going on? What did I miss? A cat, apparently. Ah, yes, I saw it go. What was that about?
We're not entirely sure. He's come by a handful of times, but he doesn't seem to stay very long, or ask for anything. I was saying that he might be looking for someone.
Ah, perhaps he is. In many traditions, cats are depicted as having special foresight, messengers between worlds, so to speak. He may know something that we don't, or see something we can't see. That's just what they want you to believe. Looking mysterious to get food and cuddles. I was saying that reminds me of someone, actually. No comment. Uh-huh. Anyhow, what was that call about? Oh, that was the interior designer about the house. For some reason, he needed to know the exact size of my turntable, as well as whether I wanted walnut or oak floors. I just want floors I can walk on.
Oh, that's surprising. I thought you'd be more particular about decoration, Hyde.
I am particular in the sense that I want it to look good, but he's got no clue what to do to get there. I mean, you've seen his car. It's not, peak design trends. That car served me right, thank you very much. I remember when a certain werewolf didn't want to drive me around. Oh, I shouldn't have brought that up. Truce.
Why don't you help Hyde with decorating then, Gala?
Why, indeed. My job, time. Your job, time. I see. Everyone's a critic, but the truth is, Gala has no understanding of colour, material, or shape. I'm a lazy interior designer at best, but Gala is an interior designer's waking nightmare. Not true. I just go for functional things. That's what people say when they've got no taste. Yeah, maybe my taste in vampires is the problem here. I think your taste in vampires is your one saving grace. Ugh. You guys sound like you're gonna be just fine.
Indeed. Being like this all together when it's dark and damp. I'm feeling good and safe and home. It's a pretty rare feeling in a kind of public place.
I think the kinder is key here. As far as I can remember, this has never felt like a strange space to me. It's my space that I'm lucky enough to share with other people I like.
I definitely feel the same way. Merci for that, Boring Dad.
I'm glad that's how it feels to you. Our patrons' comfort has always been our priority.
Goal very much achieved then.
That and you. Also, you were alright. Sounds like everyone's going to be busy with our own stuff for a while. But I can't wait to come back here and see your faces again. Whether in a week or a month or a year, I know it's going to be a good time. Cheers to that.
Ear, ear.
You are all welcome any time, separately or together. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you get up to.
We'll definitely pop by... Oh, sorry. I didn't see the apostrophe. We'll definitely pop by to give you news.
And to get fury remedies. And to listen in on all the drama. We can't wait for you to welcome you back. I think the rain is over. We've kept you up for a while already, Boring Dad. Yeah, we should all use the dry spell to get back home. Consider the night cold.
You go first, guys, or we'll be stepping on each other's toes.
Alright. Good night, Boring Dad. Good night.
Good night, you two. Let's go, darling.
Hey, let's. Good night, boring dad. Thanks again for being with us. Tonight and on other nights.
No, thank you for everything, truly.
Have a good rest, boring dad.
Will do.
You guys coming?
Hey, just hold the door for me a second longer.
Eek, bye. What are you doing?
I'm carrying you over the threshold, of course. Oh, that's on the way into the home, not on the way out of the bar.
I can do both. You're silly.
Maybe, but I love you.
Oui, je t'aime, Ozzy.
Bustling, busy, and abuzz. People whose thoughts I can hear almost as well as my own by now. Whose success and failures matter to me as much as my own. I suppose that's what it feels like, to have a chosen hive. I think that sounded like a bit of an ending, didn't it? Let's find out. Maybe not. Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. Okay. Another newspaper? We have. Okay, I thought that sounded like a bit of a finale, but actually, no, we have more. But we'll end this episode here, because I think that's probably fairly long now after that last one. The first one was very short, so I think it was right to do 2 nights in that case. So here we have. Fire director resigns in the wake of shocking leaks. So that's probably what Silver's been up to. Heir of American business royalty disowned over choice of wife. Is that referring to Bailey's, do you think? Because his family is wealthy, aren't they? Then they don't like her. Killer algae, the new invasive species. So if you've been following this, they had a tigerfish problem, and I don't know. Maybe that relates to the first game. Did they use the tigerfish to solve a solution to something? But anyway, so they had this tigerfish. They released the algae to get rid of the tigerfish, and now the algae is the problem. So we'll see what they do. But we're going to leave it there. So thanks very much for watching this episode of Coffee Talk, episode 2. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please do hit the thumbs up button on the video. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the game and this series. That'd be awesome. As would subscribing to the channel too. If you're new and haven't done so before, that'd be amazing. So thanks very much. And I hope to see you next time for more Coffee Talk, episode 2. Bye for now.